Why can Christianity become the world's largest religion? But why can't Buddhism, Judaism, and Islam? Is it solely because of Western colonial actions? Obviously, such a single attribution cannot fully explain this issue. Let's first take a look at the other three major religions. First is Judaism. Judaism is a typical ethnic religion. They only recognize Jews as God's chosen people. Even though it is currently the earliest apocalyptic religion, we can also clearly see its own closed nature, which has led to its inability to spread widely. Next is Islam, which shares a common origin with Christianity. In fact, they believe in the same God as Christianity, Allah. They believe in the same God as Christianity. Islam and Christianity also have many similarities, such as having sound organizational structures. They also have a large number of intellectuals supporting them. Around the 9th to 10th centuries BC, the Arab world initiated the famous 100-year translation movement, almost inherited all the classic literature from ancient Greece and Rome, all the classic texts from ancient India and ancient Judaism. The Arab world at that time, in contrast to the newly established Western European society by barbarians, was extremely developed. Until around the 11th century, these academic legacies were brought back to Europe by the Crusaders. However, the issue with Islamic countries lies in the high degree of fusion between politics and religion. Although this greatly increased the efficiency of power exercise and organizational methods, however, this centralized way is very prone to fostering nationalist tendencies. They categorize believers and non-believers, even followers of different faiths, into different levels of citizenship. From this point, we can also see the conservatism and exclusivity in Islamic doctrine. Some people may ask, the spread and target audience of Islam. Finally, let's take a look at the most familiar Buddhism. We all know the origin and development of Buddhism are limited to the Asian region. This is because the cultural attributes of Buddhism are closely related to Chinese culture. It has a deep connection with Indian culture. However, its tolerance and adaptability to foreign cultures are very poor. Some may ask, can Buddhism spread through force like Western colonialism? Or adopt colonial methods like the Western world? In fact, those who have a slight understanding of Buddhist philosophy will know this is impossible, because this fundamentally contradicts the principles of Buddhism. Even with forced conversion, Buddhism itself transcends worldly pursuits. It cannot actively engage in secular society like Christianity, such as engaging in politics or participating in university construction. For example, getting involved in politics or contributing to university development. These actions are not seen in the spread of Buddhism. Has never occurred. Now let's take a look at Christianity. The origin of Christianity can be traced back to the earliest apocalyptic religion, Judaism. However, the core theoretical foundation of Christianity actually comes from ancient Greek philosophy. The academic tradition of ancient Greece emphasized freedom of thought and independent thinking. In the context of ancient Greek philosophy, when seeking legitimacy for itself, Christianity also inherited this rational tradition. We can see that theologians of Christianity all adopted Greek philosophical concepts and logical methods to explain the beliefs and doctrines of Christianity. The rationality and dignity in Platonism laid the foundation for the later emergence of humanism. The logic and reasoning in Aristotelianism provided a training method for abstract thinking. The so-called universal values are what Christianity emphasizes, such as equality, love, forgiveness, and so on. These values have cross-cultural universality. It is precisely under the influence of the Greek academic tradition, further formed. Therefore, Christianity is easily accepted by different ethnic groups. Because of the emphasis on thinking, Christianity did not stay in a solidified state for a long time. In a closed state, we can see that the individualism advocated in the Protestant movement, affirmation of human dignity and reason, directly promoted the Renaissance and modern scientific revolution, including the reconciliation of modern Christianity and science. It also gained support from many intellectuals. Of course, we are not saying the development of Christianity and external historical conditions are not unrelated, but at least we can observe this openness and inclusiveness in Christianity has become a necessary condition for the growth of faith. And this openness and inclusiveness are not possessed by most religions. Just imagine if Christianity had always adhered to the cultural authoritarian policies of the Middle Ages, strong intervention in secular politics, persecution of intellectuals, even continuous, starting religious wars in history. Instead, this belief cannot be effectively promoted. Therefore, those who have received vulgar utilitarian education since childhood often cannot understand. They think anything related to religion is superstitious. Thus, they cannot understand why religion and science can coexist peacefully. Why one doesn't triumph over the other. Why not one shattering the other? Violence can force people's actions. However, violence can never force people's thoughts. In the choice of faith, it's not about who submits to whom or conquers whom. Who forces whom to believe in faith. Therefore, accepting questioning and criticism, having the tolerance for dissenting views is very important. This should be the case for the spread of any belief. This should also be the case for each one of us. Let's briefly review in the next issue the development path of Christian philosophy. To help us understand Thomas Aquinas, make necessary preparations. Follow me for a popular view of philosophy. Friends, see you in the next issue.